Welcome back to RealPage Economy Express. We have seen a flood of significant economic data over the past 2 weeks, so let's dive right in. Starting with the labor market, job openings remain steady at 8.2 million as of the last business day in June, unchanged from the previous month. However, over the past year, job openings have decreased by 941,000, signaling a cooling in labor demand. In the private sector, employment increased by 122,000 jobs in July, according to the ADP National Employment Report. Annual pay rose by 4.8% year over year, indicating a moderation in wage growth. Turning to the broader economy, U.S. gross domestic product grew at an annualized rate of 2.8% in the second quarter of 2024, surpassing expectations. Now, this growth was driven by strong consumer spending, which rose by 2.3% for the quarter, along with increased government spending. However, imports surged by 6.9%, the largest quarterly increase since early 2022, tempering overall GDP growth. On the inflation front, the Personal Consumption Expenditure Price Index, closely watched by the Federal Reserve, rose by 2.5% year over year in June. Excluding food and energy, core PCE prices increased by 2.6%. In the housing market, existing home sales declined by 5.4% in June, while the median sales price hit a record high of $426,900. Despite rising prices, housing inventory also increased with a 23.4% year-over-year jump. Pending home sales, however, rose by 4.8% in June, indicating potential future growth in transactions. All four major U.S. regions posted gains in pending sales, though year-over-year figures still show declines in most areas. Consumer confidence remained mixed. The Consumer Board's Consumer Confidence Index slightly increased to 100.3 in July, up from 97.8 in June. However, the Present Situation Index, which measures current business and labor market conditions, saw a slight decline. While consumers are generally positive about the labor market, concerns persist about elevated prices, interest rates, and economic uncertainty. In related news, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell indicated on Wednesday that a rate cut might occur as soon as September, provided that inflation continues to cool. The central bank will closely monitor economic data in the coming weeks to determine the appropriate course of action. In summary, the U.S. economy shows strength across various sectors, with GDP growth in the second quarter indicating a decent pace of expansion while inflation cools. As we move forward, it is now certain we will see at least one rate cut by the Federal Reserve this year. The timing of these adjustments, along with shifts in key economic indicators, will be crucial in shaping the remainder of 2024. Thank you for joining us today on RealPage Economy Express.